Welcome back, guys. So I'm going to talk today about Manchester United versus Burnley. And I'm going to tell you how I think Manchester United should line up versus Burnley. So let's get on with it. You've got David De Gea in goal. There's no debate here. There is no room for debate. David De Gea is the best goalkeeper we've got. Varane and Maguire at centre-back. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Maguire, and a lot of people believe that it should be Lindelof or Bailly, but I have come to believe that Maguire is the second best centre-back at the club, and is certainly the best complement for Raphael Varane's abilities. So, left back would have been a harder choice, but Alex Telles has tested positive for COVID, so it's going to have to be Luke Shaw. And Diego Dalot, I prefer him to Wan-Bissaka at the moment. I think Dalot has been in really good form recently, however Wan-Bissaka has not been at the races all season. Defensive midfield, I'm going to go with Scott McTominay. I'm not the biggest fan of Scott McTominay, or at least I haven't been until the last few weeks. But he's really shown improvements in this holding role. I always thought he could be good in that sort of role, being disciplined, making tackles, just sort of allowing the attacking players to do their work. What I didn't like was when Scott McTominay was trying to be a creative genius, trying to drop, balls over the head of a fullback. He's not someone who can do that, but this role here, this is something he's very capable of, and I think he can do this really well. So in front of him, I want Pogba and Bruno Fernandez. Now this would again have been a harder choice because Fred tested positive for COVID, and Fred and Bruno has been quite a good combination of number 8 so far. However, Fred has tested positive for COVID, and this is Burnley. Burnley will sit deep and they'll play 2 banks of 4, and their forwards will try to pressure us when we've got the ball. We're going to have a lot of the ball, so we want players who can unlock the defence, and Pogba does that a lot better than Fred does. A lot better. So it'll be Pogba and Fernandez. Now, the wingers, I think, pick themselves for me. Obviously, Anthony Elanga's been playing really well, and I am all for sort of promoting youth, but I think we all knew that was only until Rashford got back to full fitness. And now it's been a couple of weeks since Rashford has been back from injury. He's scored a couple of goals, so I do think Rashford will start this game, and I do think he should start this game. Now on the right, Jaden Sancho, very mixed opinions on him. I don't think he's been fantastic, but I also don't think he's really had the solid run in the team that he probably needs in order to adapt to the Premier League. So I think until we give him that, we can't really judge him. And I think people need to stop judging him on that 73 million price tag as well, as I would rather Sancho for 73 million than Grealish for 100 million. Up front, this is probably the only one where I might get it wrong. I literally think this team is exactly how Rangnick is going to pick the team. But up front, I'm going to go for Cavani. And the reason being is because Ronaldo obviously missed the penalty against Middlesbrough. The whole team played terrible, so I'm not going to act like it's all Ronaldo's fault. However, afterwards, there's been a bunch of rumours about him sort of leaving Man United, and there's been a bit of a media circus around that. So I do think that with that in mind, at this very moment, it would be better for Cavani to play, especially in a physical game versus Burnley, where, Cavani's a very hard worker, and he's also someone that's capable of getting a goal. But that in mind, Ronaldo can still come off the bench and score if we potentially need it. Right guys, so that's how I think Manchester United should line up against Burnley. As always, please smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. My Patreon is also in the link in the description. Thank you very much guys, and I will see you next time.